So hello once again, friendos and new visitors to this YouTube channel. So welcome back and thank you very much for continuing to support my channel and of course my videos on Hobonichi planners, what I do with them, how I make it so that they assist me in my work and my personal life. So for this particular video, we will focus on, as you've noticed on the time-lapse clip from earlier, this is a video on my bills tracking system. So it's very simple, actually, very straightforward. So you can see here, I've already separated my 4 different bills into tables. So I have 2 tables on the left panel of the notes sheet for my credit cards, and on the right side are those for my telecommunications and internet service provider. So for this particular tracker, you can see again, it's very straightforward. I typically group my bills with 12 to 13 spaces for each month, since we pay these bills on a monthly basis. And you'll notice on the columns, everything is essentially the same. So you start off with the statement date, that is essentially the coverage of the bill that you will be recording. So for example, if on this portion, on the entirety of January, so you can just indicate here, for example, January 2022. The second column, you'll see, is AMT, which stands for amount. So essentially, this is the price or the cost that you are due to pay. The third column, listed as due, is the due date. The fourth column, so it's only at one grid box for the fourth column, and you'll see a check mark on the top portion. So this is just to indicate if I've already paid it. Although the latter 3 columns supply the information that I've already paid, it's nice to see a check mark. I feel like mentally that gives a sort of achievement high for some people. Actually, that's how I feel personally also. Whenever I see check marks down these columns as the year goes by, I have this sense of achievement that I have not missed paying any particular bill for a month. So that's something noteworthy, and that's something that could potentially help you keep track and be more aware of your bills. For the next column, it's listed as paid. So here, in particular, I put in the date that I paid. So usually I allot myself around 3 to 5 days before the actual due date, and that's when I already complete the payment. So where I'm from, we have to usually give around 2 to 3 business days before a payment is actually reflected on the company that you're essentially paying. And that's something I take into consideration, especially when completing a payment. So I have to indicate the date that I actually paid in case I am questioned or in case there is a need for me to prove when I paid a certain bill. Following after that, you'll see here listed is channel. So it's also important for me to note through what means I paid that particular bill. So in the current day and age, we actually have so many different avenues or channels with which to pay our bills. So for example, if you have a credit card bill, you don't necessarily have to pay it to that bank itself. Instead, there are over-the-counter payments options, online payment options for you to complete paying for due bills. So that's something to take note of. Personally, I like doing this because I have many different channels that I essentially employ when I'm completing bills payments, and it's important to track this so you don't get lost. Essentially, if you're having a hard time remembering if you've already paid a bill, it's good to have the channel here. So if it's online, you can check it online. If you have a particular account, for example, in certain apps or certain mobile bank apps where you complete the payment, you can check your records there. Otherwise, if you've listed here, for example, that you paid something over the counter, then that's also important. So you can, again, keep track of how and through what channels you paid for your bills. And finally, you'll see here I indicated reference. Besides the channel, it's important for me to list the reference number of each payment I made. This makes it this is actually the best way to track your bills or the bills that you've already paid for. So again, this will also stand as proof not just to myself, but to anyone who would question whether or not I've already paid a particular bill. So they can actually just check the reference number to see that I've actually paid that particular bill through this particular channel on this particular date and in this particular amount. So you see everything just, cycles through, right? So this is a practice of mine that I've had since 2019, I believe. I really like to keep track, to take note of how I manage my bills, because this is a huge part of our responsibility, of course, as adults in this day and age. So I hope somehow this very straightforward, simple tracker is able to help you guys as well. So if you have any questions regarding this and how I handle my bills, please make sure to leave a comment below. So again, just to recap, okay? Statement date, the amount that you are due to pay. Of course, it's important to know what you're paying for, how much you're paying for, when you are due to pay it. Of course, the check mark to indicate that you've already completed that payment. And just to give a few more details on the actual payment itself, please indicate when you've paid it, so that's important, how or through what channel you paid it, and of course your reference number for tracking purposes. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you learned something new. I hope you've appreciated this, again, very simple, very straightforward tracker. If you'd like to use it for 2022, by all means, please be my guest. I am very happy whenever people find the trackers that I present useful. And again, there are 4 more to come in my future videos, so please watch out for that. I post every weekends on Saturdays. I think on the west side that would be Fridays, Friday evenings in particular. So on Saturday mornings I am posting these videos, particularly on the Asian side on the Asian side of the world. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and again, leave comments below if you have any questions about this particular tracker or if you want me to expound on anything that you found confusing. So with that, thank you very much, everyone. Have a good day and take care of your health. Stay safe and see you on the next one. Bye!